So let me see if I got this straight. Jeffrey Epstein sent an email to his brother and asked his brother, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Bubba being Bill Clinton's nickname. It's hilarious that Bill Clinton was impeached for receiving a blowjob in the Oval Office and lying about it. And now the sitting president, there's an email indicating that he provided a similar service to the same man. 20,000 documents came out as part of the Epstein estate. This isn't even the Epstein files that we've been trying to get released. This is just from the estate stuff. And Donald Trump's name appears more than anyone else's. It appears in 1,628 documents out of the 20,000. Jeffrey Epstein talking about having Thanksgiving with Donald Trump, talking about Brett Kavanaugh with Steve Bannon and making sure that this dude was still very much involved with Trump and with the government as Trump had become president. And in just one of those many emails, Jeffrey Epstein, referring to Donald Trump, said, "You may recall, I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump. Not a decent cell in his body. So yes, very dangerous." Even a monster like Epstein thought that Donald Trump was dangerous. And at this point, I feel like we could have photos of him assaulting children, and there's a contingent that would not care. Let me be clear, anyone in that list, anyone who was involved and harmed children, guillotines. Guillotines for all of them.
See, Donald Trump had a problem. Currently, many people in the world believe that he may have gave Bill Clinton that toppy. Now, if you don't know what toppy means, then you're just gonna have to eat that. No, Donald. Oh, them folk finna get me, but let's get serious. You see, this whole thing started with just a few emails. Democrats released 3 emails. Now, these emails were Jeffrey Epstein's emails, basically alluding to the fact that he knew Donald Trump. And remember, the whole time Donald Trump was saying he stopped talking to Epstein like decades ago. Meanwhile, in Jeffrey Epstein's email, he's saying, hey, Donald Trump spent hours with victim at my house. Another email from Epstein saying, of course he, Donald Trump, knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. That's important, we'll get to it later. And there's another email allegedly showing Trump and Epstein had a relationship, but you get the point. Republicans come out heated. They say, look, the Democrats only showing a couple emails to make Donald Trump look bad. We finna release everything. Donald Trump said, y'all finna release what? Y'all the ops? Republicans said, nah, Donald, don't worry. These emails aren't the ones that the FBI and the DOJ have. You see, these specific emails that the Democrats and Republicans are releasing are from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. These aren't the really wild ones that everyone wants released. These are like a starter pack, if you will. So Republicans are thinking, if we release all the starter pack emails and Democrats only release 3, then we're gonna look like the trustworthy ones. Donald Trump said, oh, I see what y'all doing. The plan backfired. Because out of the thousands of emails released by Republicans, Donald Trump was mentioned in about 1,670. People come out and said, hold on now, Donald, I thought you didn't really talk to Epstein like that. Why is he always talking about you? Trump said, crooked Democrats. Everybody said, can you tell us your actual relationship to Epstein? Trump said, can the Democrats stop being crooked? See, we all can't get what we want. Republicans said, nah, y'all missing the point. Everything's up to interpretation. I want you to listen to this next part closely. Remember that email that Democrats released speaking about Donald Trump being at Epstein's house? Well, Republicans released the same email with the victim's name. The victim's name is Virginia. Now, this is important because Virginia was an accuser of Prince Andrew. There go Virginia, there go Prince Andrew, and there go Prince Andrew's hand. Okay, but let's go back to why this is important. Virginia came out with a statement saying that Donald Trump was nothing but a gentleman to her. So Republicans are basically trying to say by Democrats blocking out Virginia's name, they wanted to make Trump look bad. But Virginia came out herself and said, Donald Trump, he's fine. So again, Republicans' point is everything's up to interpretation. You got to see the full picture. Now, remember that other email I showed you earlier that Democrats released? Of course, Trump knew about the girls. Republicans said, hold on now, hold on. Look at that second part. As Trump asked Ghislaine to stop. Ghislaine's an accomplice of Epstein. She's actually right here in this picture. So again, Republicans are saying Trump asked her to stop. We not saying we know what he's asking her to stop, but we just saying everything's up to interpretation. See, y'all not peeping game. Democrats only want to come out with 3 emails. We gave y'all thousands. The American people said, interpret this one. Republicans said, no, y'all wasn't supposed to actually read the emails. We was just trying to prove a point. But since we're here, No, that one's weird. All right, here's where things start to get wicked. While Republicans were yapping about the 3 emails that the Democrats released, people started taking a look at the other thousands of emails. In one of these email threads, Jeffrey is talking to his brother Mark. And Mark asked Jeffrey this. Let me give some of y'all a second, because Lord knows I need one. And well, people start putting pieces together. People have always said that Donald Trump shockingly does whatever Putin says. So people speculated, well, maybe that's because Putin has pictures of Donald. Now, as for who Bubba is, people instantly thought Bill Clinton. Why? Well, because Bill Clinton's nickname is Bubba. And Bill Clinton's name has been brought up a few times regarding Jeffrey Epstein. And the memes were wild, hilarious, but wild. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's stay on track. Why you be opening his mouth like that? My fault. Jeffrey Epstein's brother Mark comes out and says, look, those were private emails between my brother and I. And Bubba is not Bill Clinton. Mark was saying he likes Bill Clinton. That email had nothing to do with Bill. Now, Mark ain't say it didn't happen. He just said it wasn't about Bill Clinton. Donald Trump looked at the Republicans. Republicans said, who Bubba? We just playing, Donald. Look, on the bright side, everybody talking about this. They not asking for the real files to be released no more. This is like a meme. You know the memes? The American people said, nah, we can do both. Where the big files at? Republicans said, damn, y'all folk want them files bad, huh? People have been asking for the Epstein files to be released more and more. So now people still want the files, and now they think Donald Trump gave Bill Clinton toppy. He's having a bad week.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. White people are reacting to Trump and Bill Clinton in a way nobody expected, and it's getting shocked. Guys, here is the clip. Remember, the credit goes to the direct owner of the video. I'll be back.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Not Donald Trump putting the head in head of state. What? What? What do you mean? There is an email between Jeffrey Epstein and his brother where it says, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump. What? And before MAGA comes in here and says that cannot be true, I would like to remind you of something that Caroline Levitt said just the other day.
Again, it's not a coincidence to the American people at home. There are no coincidences in Washington, D.C. And
It is no coincidence that Donald Trump wants to get rid of the filibuster. He's already filled with Bill busting in his mouth. There are no coincidences in Washington, D.C. So it is no coincidence that he wanted to lock her up so bad. He wanted Bubba all to himself. It is no coincidence that Donald Trump did this a year ago to the day.
I come in, and here's the problem. I said, oh man, it's too low. I said, it's too low. So, I had to go.
It is no coincidence that he wants to build a ballroom so bad. It is no coincidence that they tried distracting us by saying everything Donald Trump has ever said was locker room talk. Meanwhile, it was Russian bathhouse action the whole time. It is no coincidence that Donald Trump says he is the best at the bob and weave. What? Vladdy, release the pictures. For the love of God, release the pictures. My eyes, I can't. Just in time for Thanksgiving. I urge anyone on the left who has cut off their family members to go to Thanksgiving this year. And remind your MAGA friends and family that according to Donald Trump, it is far better to give than to receive. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Anyways, bye.
Okay, guys, some white voters now say both Trump and Clinton failed them. They feel like the truth is finally hitting their own lives. Guys, let's continue to watch the clip.
President Trump, there's no video of President Trump sucking a ding dong. And so what if there was? That's a lot better than World War III, Owen.
It's amazing to me how MAGA flip-flops and does mental hula hoops just to continue to support the president. We're talking about a group of people who are all the isms. They practice racism, they practice homophobia, they practice all the things under the hate umbrella. And they went from hating gay people to now saying, so what if Trump diddled and daddled with Bill Clinton? So what if he sucked a ding dong with Bubba? Who cares? And day after day, video after video, confession after confession, it's all coming to that they are in a cult. Like, it is a cult. When the leader of the cult can do no wrong and you have to continuously paint and broad stroke him as a benevolent leader, and you contradict yourself left and right, and there is hypocrisy in everything you do, you're in a cult. This is crazy. What else is new, though, in America?
Deep Throat Donald. Oh, Deep Throat Donald. That's what the streets are calling you now. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. You telling me we catching all this smoke from the president because allegedly he on the DL? We catching all this smoke from the president because allegedly he is on the DL. It all makes sense why he act the way he act, why he do what he do, why he always got smoke for women, and why he got such a problem with Hillary that he just can't let it go. Can't let a few things go, I guess. The fact that everybody was ready to crucify Obama simply from wearing a tan suit, and the president of the United States of America is holding the junk of another man, erected. Makes all the sense. We are catching the smoke because allegedly Trump is on the DL.
All right, Trump supporters, come and get me, all right? So listen, I've seen the clip now of Donald Trump patting Bill Clinton's you-know-what. I'm not really for sure why he's doing that. I don't understand this guy at all. I don't understand why you voted for this man. I mean, look, you voted for a man that's a criminal first and foremost. You turned around here and voted for a man that's over here patting Bill Clinton's, well, again, you know what. You've also voted for a man who has went on TV numerous times publicly talking about wanting to have certain relationships with his daughter, which you all can go look at that on YouTube. What and why did you vote for him again? I'm not really for sure. Do you have kids? Do you have daughters? Do you have sons? Why are you voting for this sicko? I don't understand. Like, this is some type of sexual predator here. Why are we touching people inappropriately? Why are we talking that way about our daughter? And you think it's okay to vote for this man if you have kids? You people are the most incompetent human beings on the face of the planet.
Yeah, Trump was giving Bill Clinton that work. Now it all makes sense. Trump, you dirty little fuck. That's what you be doing? You like that? Bro, I knew something was wrong with this guy when he used to say grab him by the 2016, bro. This dude has always been on something. But to find out all of this shit from the leaks, bro, 20,000 pages have been leaked on Wednesday. Not leaked. They've been posted by Democrats and Republicans, bro. 20,000 pages. I haven't even read all of them. This is just from what I've been heard, bro. He's been blowing Bill Clinton. He finds his own daughter attractive and he said he would marry her if she wasn't his daughter. So I'm not surprised by any of this. I 100% believe all this. Now it makes sense, bro. He said Hillary can't satisfy her husband, so he had to do the work himself. Holy fucking shit. Trump, you dirty, dirty dog. You were getting down in the 80s and 90s, bro. That's how you got your fame? That's how you became one of the powerful people? Every day, bro. Every day I find out something about Trump. He is a fucking demon. Kamala slept her way to the top. So are you. So were you, motherfucker. At least, even if she was sleeping with other dudes. You were out here blowing dudes. You hated Hillary so much to the point where you stole her husband. Oh no. I mean, hey, revenge, but damn.
They admit they didn't listen the warnings. They followed promises, not results. And now everything is backfiring. Guys, imagine just what you see. Yeah, for me, really, I didn't understand. I was very, very surprised. But this is what we see every time with Trump. So let's continue to watch the clip. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I honestly don't know what's going to happen if Donald Trump gets exposed for being bisexual. I really don't know. Because, like, at this point, this is the first ever, like, fully out LGBT president. But, like, this is the first guy where it's like, you know for a fact, right?
Now, I know I said a lot of shit about 2025 being a kind of fucked up year, but this shit, beautiful. So an email leaked about Donald Trump blowing Bubba. Bubba is a nickname of Bill Clinton. Yeah, that's a thing that happened, apparently. If what the email says is true and Trump blew Bubba, and Bubba is Bill Clinton, damn, that mean Trump been doing bipartisan work. Oh, this shit keeps getting better. I guess he's making America gag again. You think Clinton had an orange ring around his... Goddamn, you know them Republicans are losing their mind right now. They're like, no, not my president. Yeah, bitch, we know. Apparently not Hillary's, yours, or Monica's. The YMCA song makes sense now. Either way it goes, I'm sure Hannity's punk ass will find some way to defend it. Folks, even if the president did engage in presidential throat-level democracy, he did it for America. And there could even be like a photo and MAGA was still fucking defend it somehow. Look here, I don't give a damn what that email said. He wasn't blowing Bubba, he was fighting a deep state, orally. If Bubba really meant Bill Clinton, that means Trump was neither red nor blue. He was mauve from chafing. You know it's bad when even QAnon don't got a conspiracy theory for that. I guess the only way Trump can get on top of this is by saying that he was better than Monica Lewinsky. I give the best head. It was the greatest head in the entire world. When I was done, Bill Clinton was like... At this point, with everything in that Epstein email, Trump should just walk on stage, grab the mic, look dead into the camera and say, if blowing Bubba brings unity to this country, you might as well just call me the founding father. Then wink so hard that Bill Clinton faints, Hannity cries, and the American flag files for divorce. America's cooked when the biggest bipartisan achievement in decades was Trump allegedly giving Bill Clinton the State of the Union directly.
Many of them say they regret defending these leaders. The impact is real now, and they can't hide anymore. Guys, let's watch the clip. I'll be back with more commentary.
Okay, pause. Donald Trump was talking what? Huh? How is this not break? Why is the world carrying on like we just didn't hear that? Why are people going to work? Because I would be standing on the streets like this. Like, huh? This is y'all's president. You know, white people, they be the real ghetto people. They are the real ghetto because clearly this is not even breaking news. Disgusting. Disgusting. Mind you, this isn't even the worst of it. The Epstein files have not been released. So they're preparing us because this information that 10 years ago would have stopped the world at its tracks, it's basically not the worst of it. Okay. This world has finished. We don't even care anymore. That's the sad thing. Because how has the world not stopped?
Okay, so everyone's talking about Donald Trump supposedly giving Bill Clinton a little bit of glug, a little bit of Kirk, if you will. But nobody's talking about the fact that Vladimir Putin has a photo of it happening The Russian president has a photo of the sitting US president sucking off a former president. Blackmail.
Guys, as you can see, this whole situation shows how important it is to look at real actions. Not just speeches. Not just speeches. Trump made big promises that didn't help many of these own supporters. Clinton's all those decisions still affecting people today. Now, white voters are saying what others already knew. Leaders are not heroes. You have to look at policies, not personalities. You have to look at, and this time they are facing the truth right in front of them. It's a wake-up call, and it's changing the way many people think. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If it's your first time, kindly subscribe, put your comments in your comment section. I really appreciate your help every time I say thank you. See you for the next video.